Hello again. How are you? Okay, let's continue with our experience with Maxime and education and curriculum. Uh, another quote says, Peter Pan was a climatic discovery for me, the metaphor of an open window toward never, never land imagination. So it's once more she's talking about of the many things she read, specifically Peter Pan, is like so many possibilities of imagining so many things through an open window. It's like the metaphor of the open window is like your mind opening to the astonishing possibilities of things that you can think of, knowledge that you can acquire, things that you can do. It's something that only if you don't read it and put that into perspective, you don't think it's possible, and it is possible. That's why sometimes they say that when a door closes, there are many other windows open, ready for a new opportunity. I mean, in life, that's in real life is like that. I mean, things happen for some reason. If something happens that is not good, it's like you close the door, you close the chapter, but then immediately there's another window or windows ready for you to keep on moving. So that's part of and that's the beauty of education. That there's so many opportunities for students to do what they would like to do. They're open windows for them. Because sometimes we close them, or we don't lead the students to those open windows when we are always thinking in a fixed curriculum. And we know that in reality, some students they open their opportunities when outside the classroom, during a field trip, in other type of activities different from the normal traditional one, social sciences or mathematics, when they go into the arts or when they do sports. I mean, we cannot lead every single student to every single open window, but we can start doing one. I mean, from a group of students, maybe a couple. Okay, let's go into that window. You have the imagination to do this. Let's go ahead. Give them the opportunity. That's what we can do. Another quote from Maxime says, "It is the meaning of our experiences and not the ontological structure of the objects which constitutes reality." Well, she mentioned in the book, but this is from Schultz, 1967. Uh, and it's true. It's like we this author and he's also an educator and philosopher. He or she, I don't remember, is from Austria, and basically is trying to explain that the real world is not represented by the objects we see, and that's it. It's represented for the things that we can see, do, or imagine through those objects. I mean, what can a ballerina do just standing there without moving, representing the art? But what? I mean, we have to go beyond that. Or a violin standing there. The object is there. It's beautiful. The structure is fantastic. But what? What about the music? What is behind that? There's always message behind each of these things, each of these objects. Yeah, that's the real reality. The experience that we have with art is what counts for our life. The fascination of being in contact with the art, it's what we need. It's more an experience with different objects, looking life, viewing life through a different perspective. Uh, not to mention that Maxine enjoyed when she saw groups of people or women trying to call attention on some issues. It's not that she was a revolutionary in that sense, but she loved it because it's one way of people to express themselves. What's going on? What can we do? What do we think? And through the art, that's what we do. Painting, music, theater, cinema, poetry, literature. All these authors are giving us, they're giving us a different perspective of life. And through their eyes, or through their literature, or through their art, we're trying to find an answer to our state of being. Why do we live? Where are we going to? So all this aesthetic thing and philosophical point of view, it's important. But the only way that we can get there is trying to guide the children from our schools to think beyond, think outside the curriculum, or adapt the curriculum that will fit most their needs. That's the idea. Uh, this is just a sample of when she read the Brothers Karamazov, uh, the harmony of language over the perception and conceptualization of reality. I mean, with the experience of so many languages, is also an opportunity to open perspective of life, communication, learning from different cultures, cultural traits, beliefs, traditions. But we cannot only think that there's one universal language, which is a curricula or a curriculum, and that's it, period. No, there are different possibilities to perceive the reality. And that's one way to do it. In the blindness, we see only Russia, student movement, ethnic minorities. We are likely to treat things in terms of good or bad, white or black. We become pawns in a Manichaean allegory of good and evil. Again, in this case, we have the perspective of life just like we see things just as they are shown to us, and period. That's it. That man is, or that human being is white, or that human being is black, or that is a student movement, or there is this group of indigenous people that's a minority, period. And we accept them because reality is like a stereotype. It's like that. And we just take it for granted. No. We can we have to look beyond that. Why is that? I mean, not because it's white. It's not only it's white and black, or good and evil and good and bad. No, or if it's good and bad, or white or black, or good and evil. Why is it like that? We cannot sum things up because they were taught like that. We have to go beyond that and try to investigate, research why is the reality. That's just like they sell those things to us and period, no more. No, we have to try to take a step forward and research or investigate or imagine what's behind that. So that's what sometimes in society it has those psychological and sociological problems because it's limited. When we're kids, they sell us the ideas that if it's a certain gender, religion, color, you cannot say, you cannot touch. No, why not? Nowadays, with so much cultural interchanges going around the world, our students are worldwide citizens. My experience in teaching in 3 different countries has been amazing. and you find different cultural traits, but they're the same human beings. I mean, they're like us, just that we have to understand why they're different in some ways. But the knowledge is common to everyone. Um, and this slide basically, and Maxine said, if we regard curriculum as an undertaking involving continuous interpretation and a conscious search for meanings, we come to see many connections between the grasping of a text or artwork and the gaining of multiple perspectives by means of the disciplines. In other words, that we have to give the opportunity for students to have a perspective of life different from just holding a textbook. They cannot only learn from a textbook, they can learn from many different, or in many different ways. This cloud, that's not mine. This I downloaded that, but it's, we can see many words that make them the possibility to not only read a textbook, expectations, things, community, language, understand, way, making, being, want, belief, life, over know. I mean, many things that represent curriculum, but in many ways that they can learn outside the curriculum. Students is the core. You can see it's the biggest word there in the cloud. That's the core idea. But outside that, there are many things. It's a reality. So our curriculum, we can have curriculum not only based on the textbook, but also based on reality. It's like trying to do a curriculum based as mentioned at the beginning, making think invisible things that we see, how the perspective of we see. Try to adapt that into the curriculum and build one that will give us a meaningful explanation of life. The art of education. I mean, there's everything is an art. Either the art itself, education, the profession, the things that you like to do, everything involves art, love, passion. No matter what you do, no matter what your profession, no matter what you like to do, no matter what you love to do for a living, if you do it with passion, it's art. Everything means art. And imagination is art. We have to leave that open window for students to be able to create, to be artistic. And borrowing a little bit idea of Chris when she presents the different sessions, what is going on in our global village today? Well, a few weeks ago we had the Oscars, and one of the movies that won several Oscars was those 12 years of slavery. But many things are going on nowadays also. I mean, they're talking about history, and nowadays so many things, underground business, underground economy, underground things going on that still happen, and we're not aware of those issues, and it's happening in our planet. I mean, why? And we go back to the same story that we've been hearing for the last maybe 4 weeks or more. Ukraine, Russia. What's? I mean, that's not the perspective of life. That's not the way we should address education. We should think, okay, what is the solution? What is behind all these things? What is going on? That will give us more opportunity to be creative. I mean, this this is not it's the real life, but there's something beyond that. Why is it happening? Uh, thank you very much for your attention. I have sent a summary of the presentation, a summary of the reading, 2 questions. They'll be posted, and I appreciate your time, and hope to talk to you soon once more. Thank you.